Welcome to this video tutorial on how to use the Management Information System as a digital facilitator for implementing energy efficiency investment with a Go Safe with ESI solution. This online platform aims to facilitate the communication and document exchange between the involved stakeholders during an investment in an energy efficiency equipment. In order to bring full transparency and trust in such investments, the platform is developed in blockchain, where each input that is recorded can be easily traced. The current active users of this platform are three: the validation entity, that oversees the project and validates it in three key phases of the process, the provider of energy efficiency technologies, and the client, which can be any private business that wants to invest in an energy efficiency technology. All three stakeholders will be registered into the platform via their email addresses. All relevant steps to be taken by each stakeholder are shown in the platform and are as well communicated via email to each stakeholder for their immediate action. We will show now how the Management Information System works through a hypothetical project in Greece where the provider is installing energy-efficient heat pumps in the premises of their client, a resort located in Athens. For the purposes of this tutorial, we will play all three mentioned roles in order to show the full cycle on how the stakeholders can make use of the platform. The validation entity is already registered in the system, and we will start with the technology provider registration. If you are a technology provider that is using the Go Safe with ESI solution for their business, go to the link that will be given to you and click on Create a new account. Fill in your email address and the new password for your new account in the Management Information System and click Continue. You will be redirected to the registration page. Fill in the general information of your company in the Sign Up form. Under Documents, attach the technology provider validation request for the validation entity to validate. Under Additional Attachment, you can add any complementary information that might be needed. Please note that all fields marked with an asterisk must be filled in order for the process to continue. Click Save in order to continue the process. You will be automatically signed out of the platform so that the data you inserted is registered in the system and so that you can validate your registration through the link that is sent to you via your email address. Click on the link you have received in your email to confirm your account. You will be now directed to the login page of the platform again. This time, click Sign In and insert your registered email address and password. You are now in the interface of the Management Information System, registered as a technology provider. To create a new project, click on the button with the same title and fill in the information regarding your energy efficiency project that is making use of the Go Safe with ESI solution. You will find all the relevant data to fill in this section in two key documents that you have for your project, in your Go Safe with ESI standardized contract and in your project proposal validation form. If you need additional information on the boxes, hover your mouse over the green I sign and more explanation will show. For showing purposes, our hypothetical energy efficiency project will be the upgrading of heating system in a resort in Greece. Once you have filled in all relevant data, you now need to attach the Go Safe with ESI signed contract and filled in project proposal validation form. You can now move on to the next phase of the process by clicking on Accept and Generate Project Summary. Once you have created your first energy efficiency project, you will have full access to the interface of the online platform as a technology provider. We will stop shortly here to introduce this interface to you. On the left side, you will see the menu in green with three tabs. Overview, where an overview of your energy efficiency project registered within the platform will be shown. Here you can see who is the client, the status of the project, and what is the next step to take. In this page, you also have the Create New Project button, where you can create any future energy efficiency projects that use the Go Safe with ESI solution. Profile tab. Here you have your general information as a technology provider. This information is editable whenever the need arises. The Reports tab. Here you will find the main data of your energy efficiency project stored in a report format. You can download this data in a CSV format for further usage. If you click on a project in the Overview page, you will land at the interface of your project. At the top of the page, you will have a visual guidance of all the phases of the project. The full-filled green circle will show that the step is already fulfilled by the user. The semi-filled green circle shows the step where the user is currently at, and the empty green circle shows the steps that are yet to be fulfilled by the user. This guidance will help you navigate throughout the process of the platform, and it assists you to identify your next steps within the platform. This interface looks very similar for your client and for the validation entities. Also, these users will have the same processes, guidance, and features in using this platform. Once you have registered as a new technology provider and created your new energy efficiency project, it is the time for the validation entity to validate your registration as a technology provider into the platform. Logging in the system as a validation entity, you click in the left menu, Technology Providers, and click on the yellow button, Review, for validating the registration. After reviewing the information provided by the technology provider and the document Technology Provider Validation Request, you upload your validation report for the technology provider and click Validate in case all the information is correct. If the information provided is not complete or correct, then you click Reject and give the necessary feedback to the technology provider on your decision. The technology provider will have the chance here to review their information and register again. Logging in the system as a technology provider, now that your registration has been validated from the validation entity, it is time that you link your energy efficiency project to a client. Click on the yellow button, Link to a Client, and at the end of the next page, you will see a green box with a space to enter the email address of your client. By clicking on Send Invite, your client is notified via his email address that they are linked to this energy efficiency project and they are invited to log in to the platform. As a client, you have by now received the project invite from your technology provider. Create your account in the platform by using the link the technology provider sent to you via email and log in to the platform. This is your interface as a client. Continuing with our hypothetical project as a client, you want to review the energy efficiency project you are linked to. Click on the project and you will see all project information and documentation that your technology provider filled in for your review. Going to the project information, carefully review the data and the documents attached. And if everything is correct and aligned with the information shown in the Go Save with ESI standardized contract, click on Accept. If you do not agree with the information that your technology provider stated, please click Reject. This will give the opportunity to the technology provider to review the information and submit them again to you. As a next step into the process, the validation entity needs to log in to the platform and validate the energy efficiency project proposal. They are informed about this step through their registered email address. Logging in as the validation entity, click on the project that you need to validate and check all project data filled in by the technology provider and already accepted by the client. Click on the uploaded documentation, and if everything is correct and according to the Go Save with ESI standardized contract, after uploading your project proposal validation report, click on Validate. In case the calculation and data given from the technology provider do not match the ones from the standardized contract, then click Reject. The technology provider will have the chance to review the information and submit the project proposal validation again for the clients and your review. Once the project proposal validation is finalized, the technology provider needs to attach the insurance certificate that he has received from his insurance company. Logging in as a technology provider, click on Add Insurance Certificate and at the end of the page, upload the document. Now click on Conclude the project preparation phase. This marks the end of the project proposal phase. To start the installation phase, the technology provider needs to install the energy-efficient technology in the premises of their client and fill in the project installation report. Afterward, the technology provider logs in the management information system, clicks on the relevant project, and afterward clicks on Mark as installed. In the next page, they upload the project installation report to the platform, and click Submit for the client and validation entity to review. The client needs to review the project installation report first. Logging in the system as the client, I click on Confirm Installation and review the project installation report the technology provider uploaded in the platform. If the information is correct, I click on Accept. If the information is not correct, I click Reject, and the technology provider will have the chance to review the report and submit it again. Logging in as the validation entity, I click on Validate Installation and scroll to the end of the page. I review the installation validation form uploaded by the technology provider, and I upload my installation validation report and insert the date of the validation. If everything is okay with the information provided by the technology provider, I click on Validate. If the information is not correct or the information is missing, I click on Reject and give the reason of this rejection. The technology provider will have the chance to review their input and submit again for the review of the client and validation entity. This marks the end of the installation phase. The operation phase of the energy-efficient equipment, with its energy savings guaranteed, starts now. After 1 year of operation, the technology provider can do the annual assessment of the equipment and fill in the annual assessment report. To start the last phase of the process in the platform, the annual monitoring phase, the technology provider needs to log in and click on the Annual Reporting tab. Here he fills in the main data of the annual assessment of the energy efficiency project, such as after retrofit annual energy consumption in the current year, energy savings, annual CO2 emission avoidance in current year, and achieved energy savings in current year. At the end, the technology provider uploads the project annual validation form and submits the information to the client and validation entity for their review. The client needs to review and accept first the annual assessment of the technology provider. Logging in as the client, I click on Approve Reporting and review all the information inserted by the technology provider and the document Project Annual Validation Form. If everything is correct and I do not want to hire the optional annual validation services from the validation entity, I click on the green button, I agree with the report. The process of the first year annual assessment finishes here. The annual energy savings are achieved and the client can enjoy the benefits of its energy efficiency technology. Depending on the number of years the annual energy savings are guaranteed, the process repeats itself again for each guaranteed year. If the data is correct, but I still want to hire the optional services of having the annual assessment validated by the validation entity, or if I don't agree with the data submitted, then I click on the red button and give the relevant reasons. The validation entity needs to log in the system and perform the project annual validation. They check the information provided by the technology provider and upload the annual validation report. If the savings are achieved, the validation entity submits their report and clicks on Savings Achieved. The client is notified on these results, reviews the report, and acknowledges it. The process of the first annual assessment finishes here and, as mentioned above, repeats itself for as many years the guarantee periods lasts. If the savings are not achieved or the client disagrees with the results of the annual assessment performed by the technology provider, then the validation entity needs to perform the arbitration process. Upon gathering all necessary information from both parties, the validation entity makes its decision and uploads the arbitration decision for both parties to view. The client acknowledges the report, and the process of the first year of annual assessment in the online platform finishes here. Client and technology provider settle the disagreement based on their ESI standardized contract and insurance policy. The annual monitoring phase on the online platform is repeated for the duration of the guarantee. This marks the end of the process in the online platform. All the data stored for the project is in view mode for all the stakeholders and can be downloaded in the CSV format for further usage. Thank you for watching this video tutorial on the usage of the Management Information System for energy efficiency project that use the Go Safe with ESI solution.